It's February 1940 and I'm really close to my first declaration of war. All my divisions are in place and all I have to do is prepare them. All these are reserve divisions. Maximum strength of each brigade in a division. We currently have 4 brigades in this division. Maximum strength of each brigade is 1000. Maximum organization is 9.7. They are reserves, and after I press the mobilize button, they will reinforce to the full strength. For that, I have to invest a lot of my industrial capacity into reinforcements. So let's do it right now. Let's mobilize all my divisions. Let's go back to production screen and change this to manual control, since I don't have enough industrial capacity to invest everything into reinforcements. Let's speed up and see what will happen. Now my need for reinforcements is at 31.6. Since I don't have enough, let's raise it just a little bit. I need to leave something at supplies and production. There is one neat little trick that you can do to help yourself. For example, I want this infantry corps to reinforce first. I can select all divisions and prioritize reinforcements by pressing this button up there. I will do the same thing with my light armor corps. If one day I want to turn it off, but I forgot which divisions have priority and which don't have, all I have to do is select all my units, mouse over this star up there, and I will see that 11 out of 19 selected units have priority. I can just turn it off for everyone. We also have an option to enable or disable reinforcements. Enable and disable the upgrades. But I don't want to play with these. Let's just prioritize reinforcements and upgrades. In the outliner on the right part of the screen, we can expand the menu and you will see the current percentage of men in each division. Currently, most of divisions are at 33.5%. Let's unpause the game and see how fast they will fill up. Of course, everything depends at how much IC we invested into reinforcements. One also important thing before I declare war are my officers. Current ratio of officers is at 71%. We have a 1-year draft conscription law, which have a minus 25% penalty at officer recruitment. I want my national unity to reach 70% so I can enact a better laws. Let's speed up and wait for that 70% to hit. Soviet Union needs a new production license, and we was able to steal some American blueprints. Let's go back to technology and research engineer brigade. I forgot on that one. Engineers can really help you in a rough terrain. Later, when battle starts, I will show you how terrain can influence the combat. I need more in diplomacy. Soviet Union is requesting to be allowed to run a debt when trading with us. This means that when they trade with us during wartime, we do not get paid in cash, but instead they will owe us. The debt will be paid over time after the war. Of course, that means never for us, but we will accept the request. My national unity now is at 70%, and I can enact repression, I can enact a 3-year draft, and a specialist training which I don't want. And now is the right time to increase the officer recruitment. I will leave only one in the research. Research is not so important for small nations as you may think, since you cannot research a lot. So instead I will focus myself on officers and espionage. I will try to steal most of the technologies from the majors. Currently these are USA and United Kingdom. I will buy a production license from Soviet Union if I need something. And I will try to research only the light tanks and my infantry. Maybe later when I will have more leadership. Maybe then I will research some doctrines, and I can increase my leadership by occupying the enemy land. Each province have amount of leadership, IC and resources that I will get if I occupy it. If you take a look at the outliner, now you can see that those light tanks that have priority for reinforcements are already at full strength, while those other infantry divisions are around 45–46%. It's April 1940. First war that I will declare will be against Iraq, or actually the all allies. But I will not attack the France, because there is one historical event that will happen, and I forgot that it will. After the France falls, and after Germans occupy Paris, northern France, or western part of the Europe, will be occupation zone, led by Germans, of course, while the southern part, north part of the Africa, and Syria will have a Vichy regime, Vichy France. That will be a new neutral nation, a puppet state, or no, not a puppet state, sorry, a new nation which independence will be guaranteed by Germany, but they will be neutral. So if I occupy the France now, after the France falls and after the Vichy France rise, I will have to reoccupy the Vichy France again. So I don't want to waste my time in attacking the France if I will have to attack it again when it falls. I hope you did understand what I was talking about. It's quite hard for me to explain you something since English is not my native language. So my divisions are now at full strength, and all I want to do now is rise my officer recruitment and reach at least 80 or preferably 90%. Then I will declare my war against Iraq. I will also show you how Lend-Lease can help you. Lend-Lease is an option where you ask your allies to help you buy industry. But for that you need to be at war. If you go to production screen, you can see that you can distribute one part of your industrial capacity to Lend-Lease. And if you distribute around, let's say, 10 IC, then those 10 IC will be equally distributed to all nations that have a Lend-Lease contract with you. So my IC will get a huge boost. First of all, with economic loss, where I have plus 50% IC from total economic mobilization, and I will probably get some from my allies. Let's see, can I change my ministers and maybe get some better ones? I never bothered with politics too much. All that I care about is supply consumption, industrial capacity, leadership modifier, and maybe a naval base efficiency. Naval base efficiency means how much supplies can you transport through your naval bases. And it's especially important if you're playing a coastal nation like Italy, Japan, Greece, or any other nation that needs to transport the supplies from the capital city to the rest of the empire. I have only one submarine unit. Submarines are only good for convoy raiding. So let's ask the Soviet Union for a production license for one more submarine, just to have some fun. Submarines are invisible to the enemy, and more submarines you have in a unit, it will be easier for your enemy to spot them. So you want to keep the number of submarines in a unit at the minimum. If you have only one, then you won't be able to destroy a lot of the convoys, especially if those convoys have escorts protecting them. So you want preferably 2 or 3 submarines in a unit. Let's buy a production license and ask them for one submarine. As I said, the submarines will not be so important, but I will build one unit. I will try to damage the supply routes that Italy have in North Africa. Of course, one submarine unit will not be enough, but it at least will be helpful. So when you do a convoy raiding mission, your submarines will dive or drive, or I don't know how to call it, but they will destroy the enemy convoys. For example, Italy have a huge Northern Africa territory here, and all those units need to be supplied from somewhere. They are supplied from the capital city. And all supplies are transferred by convoys through all those sea regions directly to the North Africa. If you have enough submarines, you can really damage the enemy organization and strength over there. I'm at 80% officers. All my divisions are fully mobilized, and I am ready to declare war. Hope you will have some fun.